right, we're on the record in 2023 CR 7339, State of Texas versus Nicholas Corpus. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Second for the state.
Defense.
Linda Corley for Mr. Corpus.
And are you Mr. Corpus?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm Nicholas Isaiah Corpus.
All right, you entered a plea of no contest on October 16th, and the court requested the criminal history because otherwise PSIs are taking a long time because there are a lot.
Yes, Your Honor.
And according to the plea bargain agreement, there's to be a cap of 7 years, and the state is silent on your application. There's an affirmative finding and no contact with Brittany Flores. All right, the court has had a chance to review the criminal history. Defense, anything you want to say on behalf of your client or any witnesses?
Yes, Judge, I do have some witnesses.
Yes, call your first witness.
Thank you. We're going to call Alberto Rodriguez.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand.
Good friend.
How old was he when you first met him?
He was about 15 years old when they first moved in there.
And you've known him for quite a long time for his life.
I have.
And how did you first meet him?
It's kind of a funny story. When they first moved in, Nick was outside mowing the lawn and fixing my mind because I came out and I was going to start mowing my lawn too or something, and he comes over and says, "Hey, I'll do your yard for $5. And I thought, $5? What's going on? And I said, no, that's okay. Not because I didn't want him to do it, but because I said, his parents are probably going to think I'm a jerk because I'm letting him do my big yard for $5. So that's kind of how we started our relationship.
So,
Most of us, our neighborhood is mostly semi-retired or retired. So he's the youngest probably person in the block. But he's never had any problems with anybody that I know of because, he gets along pretty much with everybody that I see him with.
okay, so you also mentioned that he offers to help you a lot, the neighbors.
He does. Anytime I'm doing something, he comes out there and wants to, you need help, or, can I help you? If you need anything, let me know. One time I bought a TV, and it was a big old TV, and I was trying to carry it in the house, and he comes out there and says, "Hey, let me help you. Let's be carrying the house," and everything. So that kind of stuff, and putting out Christmas decorations. My wife even tells him, "Nick, if you see Albert out there, don't let him get on a ladder. Call me." I said, "Okay."
All right, and so you've also seen him helping other friends.
Yes, his friends come over often, and he offers to help everybody. So he says his friends come over a lot to have their cars worked on because he's a pretty good mechanic and a little jack of all trades kind of. And they come in and get their cars fixed all the time.
A lot of talks with him, is that right?
Yes, because growing up it's kind of hard, and we just sit out there, and talk about life and different things that that are going on with him. His jobs and stuff like that.
Asking for advice.
Yes, and I try to give as best as I know through my own experiences.
And today we talked about why he's here, that he is charged with a felony choking family violence with his girlfriend.
Yes.
Okay. And so we're here today asking the judge to not send him to prison and allow him to have deferred so he wouldn't be a convicted felon.
That's right.
Why do you think that he's lived his life, so he deserves to have that chance?
Because, like I say, he's helpful. He's a good kid in my eyes. I've never seen anything wrong. He's always, but I know Nick, and I think he would do good. He's a good kid.
But you say you don't know the circumstances, but we've talked about the case, right?
Yes, we did.
So you understand that the allegation is that he choked his girlfriend, Brittany, multiple times And so you're aware of all the allegations.
I am.
And you still think that he deserves to have a chance for the heard?
Yes, ma'am, I still do. Just say that I think Nick is still a good person inside, and I think he would do well still.
I'll pass on this.
All right, thank you. Call your next witness.
That's a good witness. Thank you. Renee Ruba, yes, I know I'm not saying that correctly.
All right, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
My name is Renee Kwok.
And can you tell the court a little bit about his interactions in the neighborhood and with you?
He's real friendly with everybody. And I don't know anybody who has any problems with him. It's like he's always willing to help everybody. Been times where I've been working on my cars, I don't even call him or anything. If he passes by, he stops and gives me wrenches or whatever. He starts working on cars with me. I've had him at my house for barbecues and stuff, and never had any problems with him. He's always friendly with everybody.
And so his mom also lives there with him. Is that correct? His mom?
Yes.
Okay. And can you know a little bit about his mom and her situation? Can you tell the court about that?
Pretty much, he has cancer, so he pretty much actually paralyzed. And he actually manually has to help the dog so he could relieve himself and stuff. And pretty much that's almost like his kid, pretty much.
And so he helps other people in the neighborhood as well. Is that right? You had to express that.
Yes, it doesn't matter what job it is or if it's dirty or not. He's always willing to go, and without you even asking him, he starts helping out and everybody. And it doesn't matter where it is. If he has to drive somewhere else and they help you, he'll do it. He's like, with nothing in return. Pretty much that's what he is.
Is there anything else you'd like the court to know?
There was one instance where we were actually helping them move to one of the houses.
Who's them?
We were helping Nicholas and Brittany. And while we were moving the stuff, Brittany was carrying a box in front of her, and she was in front of us. And she tripped and fell forward. As Nicholas tried to help her, she actually got kind of aggressive and pushed him back. All he did was kind of move back, and we just kind of like said, you know what, let him cool down. That's one thing that I did notice that was kind of odd or awkward.
You understand he's charged with
Yes,
choking Brittany,
Yes, I do.
and that's a felony offense.
Yes, I do.
And we talked about the circumstances of what exactly she alleged happened. Is that right?
Yes, but it just doesn't seem like it's in his character. He's never been aggressive towards anybody.
And you understand that we're asking the judge not to send him to prison, but to give him an opportunity and defer, which would save him from being a convicted felon.
Yes.
Why do you think the judge should take a chance on this?
Because he's a real good neighbor. He's always willing to help everybody. And it's, like I said, it's not one of those where he's helping people because he expects to get paid or anything. He's out there just to help everybody. He goes to church. He goes everything. That's why when they told me about this, it just seems so out of character.
Pass the witness.
No questions, John.
All right, thank you. You may call your next witness.
Thank you, Judge. And my final witness is Eduardo Garcia.
All right, can you raise your right hand?
And first and legitimate.
Okay, and so you continued a friendship from that?
Yes, ma'am. We've continued a friendship for the past 13 years. We've also attended church together. I invited him on an Acts retreat to St. Paul's, and he went. And since then, he has become a member of the Armor of God Society at St. Paul's. And we meet on Wednesdays and Saturday nights.
Okay, and what is that group?
So if you've been on an Acts retreat or you just want to get closer to God, we invite men to congregate to praise and worship and just honor God.
And so how long has he been participating in that?
The Armor of God meetings probably 8 months, 9 months, somewhere in there.
And have you ever seen him have interactions with people that are confrontational, aggressive, or violent?
No, ma'am.
You also said that when we were talking that you believe he would be able to be successful at probation. Why did you feel that?
To me, I just don't believe what he's being accused of. He's never demonstrated any violence to me. I've never seen him raise his temper. I've never seen him raise his voice. It just seems completely out of character to me.
And we've discussed the charge and what the allegations are.
Yes, ma'am.
Detailed, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Why do you think the judge should take a chance on him and allow him to have a chance at deferred instead of convicting him and or sending him to prison?
Nick is a good guy. He, like I said, has never let me down. I know he won't let you down. He's just been really good character and a really good guy.
I'll pass the witness.
Any questions?
Just 2 questions, Your Honor. Sir, were you aware that the defendant's statements on scene were that she punched herself in the face?
Was I aware of this?
Were you aware of that statement?
I believe.
Judge just argued.
All right. The state is silent. The court will hear argument.
Thank you, Judge. Judge, and just to bring your attention, you are aware that my client did plead no contest. I know a lot of people plead no contest just because their attorneys tell them, but really, what I explain to my clients is what no contest means is I don't agree with this, but I'm not going to fight about it. And we also worked in conjunction with the prosecutor in his plea paperwork. We took out the statement saying that everything was true and correct because we don't necessarily agree with the allegations. But my client decided that he would rather go forward with you, Judge, rather than go into a trial because he does not want to risk a felony conviction. He very much wanted to apply for deferred. As you see on his criminal history, the reason why I wanted to have these witnesses is because I wanted to put in front of you not just a defendant who is charged with a felony choking case. I wanted you to see the man that he has been and the way he's lived his life. And I understand there's a statement and the complainant, Brittany, had made many statements. I'm hoping, based on his history, based on the way he has lived his life, that although there is this one incident, that you'll give him this one opportunity to defer. I think that he does deserve it. Judge and I, based on my experience with him and all the conversations I've had with the people that know him, I do believe he will be successful. He was certainly successful before, and I do believe he will still be successful if you'll give him an opportunity to not have a felony conviction, which will stop him from having the good jobs that he's had. It will cause so many problems, and I don't think that's the best for the community. I know that you can put whatever conditions that you feel intention to be in possession of any firearms. I did note on the medical issues, I just wanted to make the court aware, she has said that she's had ongoing headaches besides the emotional difficulties that she described, the physical problems that she's gone to clinics and such and has spent some money. She was prior in an accident where she went through the windshield, and she's always had the headaches since then and the physical problems. So whether or not anything else contributed, Judge, I just thought the court should know that we're not opposed to paying restitution if the judge gives them an opportunity to do the deferral of probation, to take care of whatever's needed. I'm sure she has receipts and that sort of thing. Judge, I would just implore you, please give this man a chance to not be a convicted felon. I don't think he'll regret it.
Right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I swear.
All right, you can lower your hand. What happened that day?
So that day, I came home from work.
And just so you know, if you veer off and you are not truthful, the state, even though they're silent, they'll get a chance to ask questions of you. So what happened that day?
So I worked all day. I got home about 7:30, 8 o'clock in the evening. I started cutting the grass at our new home that we had. I was outside, I had my music on. I had bought a 6-pack of beer for me, a 6-pack of beer for Brittany. I was waiting for her to get home so that we can go out and buy dinner together. She got home, and normally what I do is that I'm the cooker. I cook and I wash dishes. I went outside and I started drinking my beer. After I drank one beer, I went back in and said, baby, I would like to cook you dinner. I'm sorry I didn't cook it. She said, no, this and that. She just started acting irate. She normally does. She has an anger issue that I've been dealing with it for the past 13 years, being with Brittany. About 8 to 10 years her living with me and my mother. and the rest with us going to different apartments and different houses together. So I broke up with her. I got tired of the way she treats me.
No, we're back to that night. Because you didn't break up with her that night,
I
did
broke
you?
up with her that night.
All right.
And that's where the argument started, because we had just purchased the house and our new vehicles together. So I ended up leaving her with the mortgage.
No. When you say you broke up with her that night, what did you say?
That I'm leaving you. I'm packing my things and I'm taking my dogs with me.
Okay.
And I'm leaving. And she's gonna have to pay for the house herself, her cars herself, because she states so much that it's her house, they're her cars. So I left her with it, and that's where she wouldn't let me pack my things. I was putting my clothes in my bags, packing up my dog's wheelchair, packing up my animals, their beds, and that's when she kept pulling me back, grabbing my clothes, throwing my bag on the floor. When I would try to dial 911, and I didn't want to ruin her life because I know she has a very good career. So I decided not to. But where I messed up is that I told her I was going to call the cops and they were going to take away her concealed handgun license for assaulting me. So I decided not to. I called my mother, told her what happened. She told me just to get my things and leave. I said, no, I can't leave. I drink a beer already, so I'm not going to drink and drive. I'm going to wait here till the morning. I'm going to sleep outside on the porch with my dogs, and I'll leave in the morning. I'll go to your house. About an hour or two later, the police get there, and I was still outside on the porch with my dogs, and she was inside screaming, yelling, just acting insane. And then they told me that they're there for me, not for her.
Okay. So how did her eye get swollen?
So one thing that I have is, and it is something that I've been dealing with for years with her mental issues. With
My
her
question is,
self-inflicted harm.
are you saying that you didn't hit her? Yes or no?
I am saying that I did not hit her, Your Honor.
Are you saying that you choked her? Yes or no?
No, Your Honor.
Well, it sounds like he should be in a jury trial.
Judge, we discussed that. But why did you not? May I ask him some questions, Judge? Sure. Why did you choose not to go to trial?
I chose not to go to trial because I don't think anybody's going to believe me. And 9 times out of 10, when you hear about something like this, normally you take the woman's side and you don't never believe the man.
Oh, I listen. Let me stop you right there.
I'm not saying you yourself.
Okay.
I
Because
apologize.
everybody will tell you I evaluate everything.
I apologize saying you.
Okay.
Judge, we were asking why he didn't go to trial, so he's referring to the jury. He decided to go in front of you because, well, I've discussed that you do listen.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't want a conviction on my record for the state ever again if I were to become a convicted felon.
And Judge, we discussed the difference between getting a conviction and having deferred, and that the only opportunity for him to have deferred would be to waive his right to a jury trial and go to the judge. I do have some additional questions.
Sure.
You're aware that Brittany has stated that she doesn't feel safe anywhere,
Yes, ma'am, I am aware.
but there have been a couple of occasions when she's come over to your house where you're living with your mom. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
What was the first occasion?
Objection relevance. This is post date of incident, correct? The question you just asked is post incident.
It is, however, since the judge.
All right. That'll be overruled. You can answer the
Thank
question.
you, Judge. I'm sorry. Can you tell us about the first occasion?
Yes, ma'am. About 6 days after I was released, give or take a few days, I was there at my mother's house, and
What were you doing?
I was outside. I just got home from my sister's house. She lives a block away. She cooked me dinner, and I started recording her and her car and her license plate with her voice in there. I wasn't able to catch what she was saying because by the time I started recording her, she started leaving.
And did you make a report?
And I made the police report, and they showed the video to the officer, and he actually recorded it on his body camera with my phone in his body camera.
Okay.
And then
The second event?
2 weeks ago, I was outside my mother's house cutting grass, and she ended up passing by again and stopped to see how I was doing. She said, "Oh, you're cutting grass, huh?"
And what did you do?
I made the police report, and I took down her license plate number, and they came and they gave me a case number. and told me just to relay it, whatever it came down to.
Have you, since this case, reached out to Fertile?
No, ma'am, I have not.
And do you have any firearms in your possession?
No, ma'am, I have 0 firearms in my possession.
You had 1 firearm at the time of the incident.
My mom, that they turned in my firearm to SAPD.
Have you been able to confirm that with the SAPD?
No, ma'am, I've been calling property, but I haven't been able to get an answer.
And why did you want to know? What were you worried about?
I'm worried about what actually happened to it because she has a very dysfunctional family, drug addict brothers and sisters, and I just can't trust those people when they're the kind of people that they are.
And was the gun registered in your name?
It is registered under my name, yes, ma'am.
And so you just wanted to make sure it was in safe hands?
That's it. I just want to make sure they actually turned it in because I don't want them to turn around and use it and it go against me, and I don't want to get in trouble for something that happened.
Thank you. I'll pass the witness.
Any questions?
Yes, sir. If I may just bifurcate my question into 2 separate fact inquiries. Defense kind of opened it up, so we'll talk about post-dated incident. You've conferred with your attorney, correct, and gone over defenses you can provide, and she's gone over the evidence with you, correct?
I have listened to everything. I read the reports. So just answer, let him answer, and we'll go from there.
Okay, you can give your full answer now to that question.
Can you ask me the question one more time?
I'm happy to move on to the next one.
Judge, I'd like you to have an opportunity to answer the question.
All right, so ask your question, counsel.
The same one, Your Honor.
You can either ask the same one or you can ask the next one.
I'll ask the next one. Thank you, Judge. Were you aware that as recently as October 6, 2023, the complainant has told us that she still has safety concerns that they relate to you?
I'm not aware because I'm not in contact with her at all, in what means whatsoever. October 6th was just a month ago, and no, I'm not aware.
You recently just spoke on the record about she basically tackled you on the couch and sofa. You actually had an opportunity to speak with police that night, correct?
Yes, sir.
And does it surprise you that the word sofa or couch is nowhere mentioned in the entirety of the police report?
It does not surprise me.
The night began, again, just speaking to facts, the night began with you drinking beers with the victim's brother, is that correct?
No, I didn't.
Okay, how did the night begin? Officers?
No, I don't.
Do you remember saying that when the complainant got home, she started, quote, just hitting herself in the face for no reason? Do you remember saying that to officers?
I do remember that.
Do you remember calling her a psycho?
Yes.
Do you remember saying that you never hit her?
Yes.
Do you remember saying that you had no reason why her eye was swollen to such a great extent that she actually couldn't even open it? After you had previously said that she punched herself in the face. Number kind of those conflicting accounts.
I can understand why you're trying.
So let me break it down, absolutely. First, you told officers that she started just punching herself in the face for no reason. Then you said you had no idea why her eye was swollen. Do you have any recollection as to why you gave conflicting accounts?
Because she started doing it when I had told her that I'm going to call the police on her and have them take away her concealed handgun license for adultery.
And then do you remember?
Pack up my things and go to my mother's house.
So does it surprise you that both the victim and the officers on scene believed you to be drunk that night?
Well, like I said, I started drinking myself to sleep on the concrete porch. So I was not inebriated. It was a 6-pack. I believe I was on beer number 4 or 5.
No further questions, Your Honor.
No further questions, Judge.
All right, are you employed?
Yes, ma'am. I work for Dr. Richard Kimball in a wholesale for Richard's Electric. But one thing that's gonna cause an issue is that he's moving to West Virginia. So I'm going to need to find another place of employment, in which I was hoping that my ex-brother and friend, Mr. Danny Garcia, would hopefully be able to employ me with this company.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Brittany Flores. 10 years deferred adjudication. The BI permanent for 3 months. Regular UAs. TAP evaluation while in custody. Follow all recommendations from TAP. What's the wait time for ISF cognitive?
About 40 days.
All right. And he is to be ISF cognitive track. Probation, is there anything else? Going to show you what's entitled. You do not want to be with her. Do you understand?
I understand.
There's to be no contact with her through third parties. There's to be no contact with her mother, her relatives, or anyone that she knows. If you see her and if she's at the HEB, you need to leave the HEB. You understand? If you see her walking on the sidewalk, you need to go in the opposite direction. Do you understand?
I understand.
There's to be no card sent to her saying, I'm sorry. There's to be no flowers for old time's sake. It is as if you do not know her. If you have contact with her, you're looking at potentially 10 years in the prison. Do you understand?
I understand, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.